Hello, I'm Tom Bennett. This is Motorhomes with American Tom, and today we're going to be taking a look at an all-new 2025 Fleetwood Bounder 35K. It's their best-selling floor plan for well over a decade now, and so some really awesome things we're going to check out about it. We're going to take a look outside, we're going to head inside, and then we're going to tell you what we like and dislike about the motorhome. Let's take a look. Alright, so the 2025 Fleetwood Bounder 35K is coming with some really awesome upgrades. What I want to start out with first is this all-new front cap. You can see it's a little bit more aerodynamic and streamlined. They built a little housing down at the bottom there for the adaptive cruise control system, ABS, but it's got a really great look to it. As we move back a little bit, you can see the paint job here. It's got some blue, some white, some gray. They do an upgraded Sickens paint job with clear coats as well, so it's very durable and handles pretty well over time. Now the Fleetwood is built on a Ford F53 chassis, either the 22 or optionally the 24,000-pound chassis, which gives you a lot of extra strength and stability as you're driving down the road. Also, they have a steering stabilizer built in, so as you're traveling places, you're going to have an excellent amount of comfort in your ride. You can see, of course, you have a 16-foot awning right here, nice big window, all flush windows across the side of the RV here. And then right next to your door, let's start right here, we've got an outside entertainment system with a TV, Bluetooth speakers. Now, they talk here about the power platform system. Most RVs are just going to be on that Ford chassis, but Fleetwood does things a little bit differently. They add some extra steel and structure to the motorhome to add strength to it to prevent twist. Over time, it means your RV just holds up a little bit better. You don't get those squeaks and rattles that they typically get. Start opening up the doors here. One thing I want to point out, these are really nice doors. They're all aluminum doors. They're vacuum bonded pieces here, insulated, but they just feel nice as they go to cut. This first bay is just going to have your inverter, battery control system, slide out disconnects, kind of a utility bay right up here by the door. Let's close that in. But as you go back, you start to see more of your storage bays. Both of these bays pass all the way through. They give you about 8 or 10 inches of pass-through space. And then the bays themselves are lined in this rotocast, so you can spray them clean. It's a little bit easier to work with. Also, you see a little doggy hookup right there for a leash. I think that's just pretty cool. Right here, you have a Suburban tankless hot water heater, but they actually paint it. Instead of it sticking out like a sore thumb, just being white or black or something like that, they make it blend in with the rest of the motorhome. Moving on to the back, actually, while we're here, I want to point out that you have the bigger 22.5-inch all aluminum Alcoa wheels. You know, a lot of them are steel wheels with aluminum covers. These bigger wheels give you a little bit more rubber on the road, adds a little bit more to that drive, but definitely worth pointing out. This bay just has your big propane tank. Then your last two bays are a few more pass-through storage bays with that same rotocast lining. They go all the way through to the other side. At the bottom right of that right bay there, you see the hydraulic reservoir for your leveling system. This has a 4-point automatic leveling system. Moving on to the back, right here, you also have a molded fiberglass rear cap. Got a great look to it, and they do a half ladder here. So instead of having the ladder all the way down to the bottom, it makes you a little shorter and easier to park in places. Plus, you have the security of not knowing people are going to be climbing up there. Down here at the bottom, you have an 8,000-pound Class 3 hitch. A lot of people tow cars, trailers, boats. At 8,000 pounds, you can pretty much tow a ton of different things. And then, of course, with the Ford system there, you're going to have plenty of power to do it. This is another part of that pass-through bay here, but you see you have your automatic transfer switch, surge protector built in here. Your next bay is your generator. Now, they build this in an insulated housing, both to keep the heat of that generator and the noise of it away from you inside. That extra insulation does make a pretty big difference. This is your wet bay. You've got a whole house water filter, black tank flush, outside shower with hot and cold, and the actual drain for it is built up inside of the bay. One thing I like about this too is that you're not under the slide. You know, your slide starts right over here. So when you're hooking things up, you don't have to really worry about ducking too much. Moving on here, you got a small little utility bay, and then these are the two pass-throughs that you access from the other side. This next one is another storage bay, steel lined, and it's where your water tank is. This has a 100-gallon fresh water tank with its own built-in drain right there, so it just makes it easy to lighten things up if you need to before a long road trip. and one more bay here. Now this one passes through a little bit, not as much as the others, but still pretty a good amount of space. This is a potable water fill for your freshwater tank. So if you wanted to bring a hose to it or something like that, really easy to make it down to the freshwater tank. Another thing worth mentioning while we're out here is that your cameras are mounted up here on the mirrors. A lot of them are going to be down here. By mounting it up here, it gives you a little bit better view. It's also a wide angle lens with this little rubber cover on it, so it keeps water from getting into it if you're driving in rainy conditions. So we've seen it on the outside. Let's go take a look inside. What do you think, honey?
I really like it.
So far?
Very sleek.
Very sleek. All right. So come on in. As soon as you come in here, take a look to the left. I want to show you guys what this looks like with the slides closed. So with the slide just on the driver's side here, you get a little bit more space to go through. From what I can see, it does look a little tight right here. You kind of have to squeeze your way into the bathroom.
Yeah, definitely a little tight right there.
Little tight. Of course, you have access to your half bath right here, which is pretty nice. Just step over that thing. All right, let's get this thing opened up. All right, so before we go any further, I want to introduce our special guest here. This is Riley. She is our camera woman. She's also my fiance, who's offered to help out. So what do you think checking out this RV?
I think it's gorgeous. Very sleek. Coming into here at first, it was a little bit tight, but as you'll see in the clip, I guess before showing me, it's a lot wider now. So I really like it. And I love the light interior in here. Look, it opens it up more.
Absolutely. Really great look. So the Fleetwood Bounder has been made by Fleetwood. I think it's going on about 15 years. I've seen these 2011, 2012, but they've been around for a very long time. Of course, in that time, they've changed a lot of things. So the technology is different. The way they build the walls, the roof, the chassis is completely different. It's just grown so much in the time that it's been out there. But you know, a lot of manufacturers are completely changing floor plans nearly every year. Everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that kind of tells you what this floor plan is like. The 35K is a bath and a half. These bath and a half layouts always give you a ton of space in the bathroom itself. I always say that bath and a half is more about the bath than it is the half, because they're able to put it in the back there. It really gives you a comfortable living space, especially if you're going long term. You need a bigger shower, bigger vanity area. You're going to have more of those everyday items to lug around. But before I go too much into it, I want to start up front here because what's going on with the chassis in your cab area here is really cool. They've completely redesigned this cab, I think it was 2 years ago, to make it a little bit more automotive and, come on up here, honey, and comfortable for your drive. One thing unique to this, the first thing I noticed when I sit down, is that you have two different screens. A lot of them want to put one big screen right here, but what that does is it takes all these different components and it makes you switch between them, whether it's your navigation or your cameras. This screen over here is dedicated to cameras all the time, and you can cycle through and look at a split screen. You can watch your tow vehicle as you're going down the road, or just check what traffic's like behind you, without having to interfere with your navigation or your radio and things like that. I think that's really cool. There's some good storage up here. You even have this spot right there, which is kind of like a computer desk for your passenger, so things are going to be comfortable for your passenger as well. Of course, you got cup holders, USB hookups. You even have a little wireless charger in there, and a high tech. But everything feels very automotive. The biggest thing that's unique up here is this AVS system, which stands for Advanced Vehicle Safety. That is some new technology by Ford that they have just now brought into the RV industry. It gives you adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation, lane departure tracking, active braking. So these safety features make driving very comfortable, and it's really just like you have in a newer car. So it just makes it easier to transition into this type of drive. I'm a big fan of it. My favorite thing about the AVS, though, is what it changes in the dash. If you can see up here, this is an all-digital dash. You know, You look at any other Ford without this AVS system and it's just going to have the basics. So having this up here just makes it feel normal and more comfortable. Big fan of what we got going on there. Of course, you can drop your shades, you can drop your blinds, and you've got these day-night shades all the way around. Motorized up front, manual everywhere else. Of course, you have access to your hydraulic leveling system here. Altogether, I really like what's going on there. Now let's get into the floor plan. So, a lot of floor plans nowadays are going to have your couch and your dinette right across from each other, and that creates a little bit of a funnel. By having them adjacent, you got a lot more living space in this area, which I'm a big fan of. This is kind of a front kitchen area. So starting on this side, some pull-out storage drawers for the pantry, a little extra pantry space down there. The booth dinette, which also makes into a bed with some extra storage down there underneath. Look at this, you can see that it has some pretty nice leather. This furniture is all made by a company called Apex. They're out of Tennessee, but it's all marine grade fabric, so it's very durable. It doesn't peel and start to fall apart like a lot of them do when they hit that Florida heat. Also up top, you've got these really deep storage bays. I mean, they go all the way back there, and they also mount up, so it's a little easier to stuff stuff in there. Inside of these, it's not just wood. It has this material called ozite, which makes it really quiet. I don't know if you can hear me kind of popping around in there. But things can really make noise in your cabinets, especially when you're going through curvy roads and stuff like that. Having this ozite gives you better grip with your possessions in there, and also keeps them from moving around so much. Right across from your dinette, you've got the kitchen. So of course you have big storage up here. Same ozite lining with some adjustable trays in there. Nice Corian countertops. The gray really complements the white wood pretty well, don't you think?
It does. It really does.
And then you have this actual tile backsplash. So this isn't a stick-on. This is real tile, and it looks really nice. You like it?
I do.
You got this big wide window up there too, so you can see what's going on out in the campsite there. And then you have a two-sided sink.
Oh, very nice.
Also, you got these black fixtures. Instead of going with the chrome, this black really accents the lightness of the wood well. So I like the dark handlebars and everything else you got going on here. Storage underneath, little space for a trash can there. Drawers here, 1, 2, 3 of them. And then this is a 3-burner cooktop.
I was wondering where that was. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, by having this
cover on it. I like how it's hidden like that.
Yeah, it gives you extra counter space.
Very nice.
A towel rack and some extra drawers right here. This is really cool. So this is a big convection microwave, but it also has an air fryer built into it. So you can air fry, you can bake, or you can use it just as a normal microwave. Huge fan of that. The air frying is definitely a healthy way to go, and it's cool to see it in the RVs nowadays. Moving back, you have your refrigerator. Now this is a French door, large fridge, bottom freezer with a built-in ice maker, but definitely more residential in nature than what you see in a lot of them, so really huge fan of that. Now we're moving into more of your living area space. I'm going to start right here. So you got your smart TV, you got the built-in fireplace with this nice stone kind of backsplash to it, Bluetooth speaker, extra storage up here, and then right across from this, you have your theater seating. So this is that same Apex furniture, really nice stuff, motorized headrests and footrests, so very comfortable, and they nearly lay all the way back. Got a little extra storage built in here too, a little extra storage here, big bay, then of course everything you have up top. So really a lot of living space and storage here in your main area. One change that they did do going into the 2025 model year is to remove all the carpet. So if you look right here on the slide, this used to be all carpet. Now it's got this like marine mesh fabric in here, but it's more durable. Of course, it's not going to smell funny like carpet, and definitely think I'm a big fan of that. So while we're in here, tell me what you think of your main living space.
Let me sit down in it. Let's test out the comfortability of it. Wow, really, really plush. And these go back?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is nice. A+.
But as far as the living
Oh, the whole
space and
thing?
everything you have
Yeah,
here,
I really like it. I like how the sink and the stove are hidden, so it just looks very clean, which I think a lot of people like that, a very clean look, especially if you're living in like a motor vehicle, you know? And then this is really nice too. You have your own little private area. You can look outside if you're like on the mountains. And then this, you got your big fridge. It's not tiny. It's not a mini fridge. You can definitely put a lot of stuff in there. And yeah, I think it's a 10 out of 10.
All right, 10 out of 10. Let's keep moving. So right here you have your half bath. Let's take a step in there. And pretty spacious for a half bath. How it kind of goes off to the side there on the left. Gives you a lot more space. You got a window looking out to your main area too. A lot of times that half bath is kind of an afterthought. I think Fleetwood here, by using the space behind the TV, made it actually usable. You know, if you have guests or if this is just something you're using while you're in the main part of the motorhome, it's done well. Moving to the back, this is your main bedroom. King size bed. Of course, you have big storage up top, and then you have this, which is like a CPAP hideaway spot. So if you have one of those, you can plug it in and then drop the piece right through there. Windows on both sides, and this nice like cushioned headboard, which is pretty cool. Plugs and USB outlets on both sides, and then underneath, you've got a big storage area. So I don't know if you can see in there, but you've got the table for up front, and then a huge area for, I guess, your stuff you're not using all the time, but it's still nice to have them in there. Across from the bed, you've got your storage area. Come on in here.
Here, I'll squeeze over here.
So this is your main hanging closet. Cedar lining, plenty of space down there for a good amount of hanging space. Underneath, this is not a storage compartment. It says right there. You got some nice pull-out drawers. Next to that, you got these 6 drawers.
His and hers, or hers.
Hers and hers. A little bit of a countertop right here with the plug, and then you have some hidden storage behind the TV.
Oh, that's nice.
Same mosaic lining.
You can put stuff like safe stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Valuables.
A lot of people actually put safes in here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool
It's
thing
like a
to
double
do.
safe.
This is a control panel that's built into your multiplex wiring system. That's something we didn't show. I got to show you that in a little bit. But all these fuses being easily accessible makes your kind of on-the-road service and maintenance very easy to do. And of course, you got the big smart TV right across from the bed. Right here, washer dryer. Here, step in a little bit.
Yeah, let me go over here.
So this is a combo washer dryer. You hear a lot of pros and cons about the separate or the combo. The combo definitely is a space saver because you're not taking up this whole section with it. And then of course it washes and dries. So it's pretty cool how it works.
What are the cons of it?
The cons are that the capacity itself is not as big as you would get in a separated system. And you can only do one thing at a time. So this isn't something that you would use like one at home where you just throw a ton of stuff in there all the time. It's something you use a little bit more sparingly, but convenient in how it's going to operate when you do. Above that, pretty big cabinet where you can stuff some stuff. Of course, being up higher, you're probably not going to use it as often as you will some of the stuff down low. Moving into your rear bath. Now, this is what makes this floor plan so special. By having a bathroom in the back, you can have a much bigger shower.
How big do you think this is so it can provide kind of dimension?
Well, if I had to guess, this is probably about like a 36 by 40. That's my guess.
Okay.
But plenty of elbow room in here, plenty of height, and then you got the dome up top too.
That's cool.
And then you got a seat right here. Yeah, this is really nice, and it's one fiberglass lined piece instead of the cheaper wraparounds that a lot of them have. You got a little soap dispenser. Of course, this can move up and down pretty easily. And then this has the shower miser, which what that does is recirculates the hot water, so you're not wasting the hot water. Of course, it's all sparingly here. You don't want to waste water at anything when you're trying to be efficient, so that's a really nice thing to add. I think they added that last year. Moving on to the back here, big cabinet there with an adjustable tray there, and then a lot of drawers here. This extra storage in the bathroom is really what makes this floor plan special. And of course, we'll get down there. Nice vanity here with some extra space to the side. Another extra storage cabinet underneath. Then you got these two. And then your toilet area here. Plenty of space. Little towel rack hanger right there. And of course, this whole thing closes off. The door itself is pretty nice. Solid wood door. Not some accordion or something like that.
What's that above you?
That is a vent fan. So you can tilt that up and then turn that vent fan on to bring in fresh air into the RV. You have the same thing out here, and I want to show you some of these out here too. There's one in this bathroom, there's one in the back, and there's one right over the kitchen. Anytime you turn those on with the cover tilted up, it's just going to bring fresh air in. So you crack a window, get one of those running, and you can just use that in place of an AC unit, especially if the weather's nice. Also on top of the roof, I know we're not up there right now, but you have a vent cover on each of those. Those vent covers allow you to raise the fan up even when you're in a rainy situation or you're going down the road, so you can use those anytime. So that's a nice little upgrade. Up there on the roof as well, you've got a 320 watt solar panel. You've got a Wi-Fi ranger, which you see right here. It's like a 5G gateway Wi-Fi system. Both your ACs. All right, while we're talking about the roof, I want to highlight a few things about Fleetwood's construction that kind of makes them special. Now, everybody has their own version of this, but Fleetwood, I think, is doing a great job with it. We talked a bit about the chassis and the extra strength they put in there, but the walls and the roof and that cage of the home itself and how they build it, it's done in a way that I think is very good. The first thing they do is, instead of using Luan on the exterior or some sort of wood substrate inside of the fiberglass, it's just a much thicker piece. So it keeps them from having to worry about delamination. In fact, they haven't had one in years and years. But it also is just more durable. That thicker fiberglass, if you were to have any sort of damage to it, it holds up much better and makes repairs much easier too. The way the roof connects to the walls is actually done in a unique way too, with their power lock system. Where most of them are just putting the roof down on top and screwing it in, they have an interlocking and overlapping connection point for the roof and the sidewalls, also at the floorboards there, that keeps it a little bit stronger and keeps water intrusion from happening as well. So the way that they're interlocking the walls and the roof, as well as the materials themselves on the outside, I think it's just done in a very good way. But now that we've gotten to this point, one part that I missed telling you about earlier is this multiplex system. I'm going to take this from you. So they're using this Precision Circuits multiplex system that allows you to control everything very easily. You can see in here we're doing like just the lights. You can go to the level system. It's done by a percentage. You can see where your batteries are, LP, slides, awnings, your power control system with loads, where the lines are at, wiring statuses. By doing it this way, it makes it a lot easier to use, but also easier to service if you have an issue. AC controls right here too, and of course your fans. I'm a big fan of that. One thing that's pretty cool about that too is that you can hook it up to your cell phone and use it that same way. Alright, so that is the Fleetwood Bounder. Of course, if you have any other questions, give me a call. My number is 561-348-4231. Call, text, FaceTime. I would love to answer any other questions you have. But that brings us to what I think is my favorite part of this. And since I've got a new guest here with not as much experience on motorhomes, I'm really curious to hear what she's got to say. You know, I've been selling Bounders for well over a decade now. So I'm really interested in hearing what that is. We're going over our likes and dislikes. The first like that I want to throw in here, actually, you know what? Let's bring Riley in here. So, likes and dislikes. Is this going to be easy or hard, do you think?
Really hard, because I think that for something that I was kind of telling you off camera, for something that isn't a home, but you are living in it, but it's not a home. It's not even a trailer. You are living in it and you're able to move around in it. It's kind of badass. And the only thing I didn't like about it was the tightness of it when the slides, right?
You're talking about right here.
Yeah, when that was kind of more inward, it was definitely a bit tight. So I guess if you are not able to kind of park it, and the people that you're in here with, or maybe your pets or something like that, it might be a little hard for them to maneuver, but that's not really a big deal. The likes or the pros, I really like these materials, and they're really plush, like cloud-like. And then I like that there's a lot of windows. And I think as far as living-wise, I think everyone eats, 2, 3, 4 times a day, whatever it is. The fact that you have all of the gadgets up here, you have a really big sink, and what was this,
3-burner, yeah.
3-burner stove. I really like this whole area, but then it's also covered and clean. So it's like really efficient, and you can utilize it well.
All right, hold on for a second. You're giving us a lot of
I
good
like
things.
everything.
You like a lot of things about it.
Let's buy it.
So, one thing I really like is this ABS system. You don't see it in a lot of motorhomes. I definitely think it's going to make your driving experience a lot better. Pairing that with what they do to the chassis, the option to go to 24,000 pounds this year is really awesome. People have been asking about it for years. Not only does it increase the ride quality if you choose that option, but it gives you a lot more cargo weight. So I think that it's something that a lot of folks are really going to want to have, and I like that. The dash area, I'm pulling this all into one big like, but I love the way these things drive, and with my experience driving a lot of different motorhomes, that is a huge, huge thing. Another like I want to put together is Fleetwood service after the fact. They're great with warranty support. They have Rev Assist tied into anything that you buy from Fleetwood, Holiday Rambler, American Coach. That gives you, it's kind of like AAA for RVs, roadside assistance, lockout. That paired with their warranty system and their quality itself, these are really easy RVs to own. I sell them, but I also hear about all my friends I sell them to about what their experiences are like. We're having a problem with this, we love this. And the Fleetwoods are one that it's always a really good experience. I don't have any worries when they head out, and I think that's a wonderful thing to consider as you're thinking about one of these. I'm giving you all the stuff I like, but a big dislike for me is definitely the tightness right there. I think that's a little tough. And one other thing, and you have to almost be creative with something you like to find something you don't like, but I think that the hanging storage in here, being limited to this one big one, I mean, it is one pretty big
This is
closet.
the only hanging section?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be difficult.
Yes, I'm thinking about, like, if me and you were traveling in this thing, and it's like, where am I going to hang my stuff up? I'm going to fold it up, it'll be under the bed. So I think that has to be kind of a dislike. Now, Riley, I'm going to need you to get creative, all right? And
it's more so a question. Why would you need another bathroom?
Well,
why don't we use this for another? Why don't they make this a walk-in closet?
Well, with a motorhome like this, the half bath lets you use it when you're going down the road. Remember how tight it was? And then the bed's covering up, so you need access to some kind of bathroom while you're traveling, and that's why you have the half bath. Now you could use it for whatever you like. I've seen people turn these into like little. I saw one that was an office.
Oh, that would be a like, because I work from home, and I know that a lot of people do that are on the road, or maybe you're doing YouTube, like van life or something like that. You can do all your work from right there. Passenger princess.
That paired with your Wi-Fi system, I know a lot of folks that do it on the road. It's a great way to go. But I want you to be creative with a not like.
With a not like. Okay. A creative not like. Where's the dog bed? Where's the dog area?
Our dogs would probably be on the front right there, trying to sit in your lap while we're traveling.
That's true.
But
okay.
You could put a dog bed under here.
That's
maybe.
Actually a good spot. Yeah. But I guess that's not a dislike. What about this? Maybe is this big enough? I mean, that's a little tight.
Maybe like a tiny turkey.
You're not gonna have Thanksgiving in here.
A chicken.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you move this, you could have you can put this down. You could, but it's a little tight. I don't know. This is a really nice RV. I mean, this is the first RV I've been in, so I guess I don't know too much, but It's pretty nice.
All right, I really appreciate you being creative there. This is Riley's first time checking these things out in more detail than just kind of here and there. Of course, I'm in them all the time, so this is a pretty fun thing to do. Once again, if you have questions or if there's things you want to see about this motorhome or any of our other inventory, give me a call. Always happy to talk about this stuff. Also, if there's a motorhome you'd like to see us do a review on, comment and tell us what it is. We're really interested in starting to get this back up and moving, and we thank you so much for watching. Riley, you want to say anything to the people in the world?
Yes, like and subscribe and hit that thumbs up, which is the like, I guess. So thank you for watching.
Okay.